The man pulled out the bullet head and collected the gunpowder. Then he took a string covered in glue and threaded it through a pile of gunpowder on the table. A fuse was now complete. After repeated tests, the burning speed was 36 centimeters per second. Then he filled a big bottle with gasoline and tied explosives to it. A strange-looking bomb was ready. Jack wanted to use this kind of bomb to blow up the enemy submarine. The two tested how to drop the bomb. It worked really well. Then they fixed a few bombs onto the wings of the plane. Jack started the engine and flew toward the enemy. At that moment, on the submarine, the enemy heard the sound of the plane and immediately got ready to fight. Machine guns aimed at Jack's plane and opened fire. Jack quickly pulled back and made a sharp turn in the distance, flying fast toward the enemy submarine. The enemy kept shooting at the plane. Jack lit the fuse and at just the right time, dropped the bomb. The plane was badly damaged and almost crashed. It made an emergency landing on the lake. Jack was hurt a little, but he was still very happy because he thought he had destroyed the enemy submarine. But the truth was, the enemy submarine surfaced without a scratch. They saw Jack's plane and came back for revenge. The villagers, not knowing what was happening, were still watching the submarine. Suddenly, the machine guns started firing at the village. The villagers finally realized the danger and began running for their lives. There were heavy casualties. Houses were destroyed. Jack wanted revenge for the villagers, so he drove an old boat straight toward the enemy submarine. The enemy saw a boat approaching and quickly set up their heavy machine gun, firing non-stop at the boat. But the old boat kept going at full speed, getting closer and closer. The Germans fired their last torpedo at the boat. Just when the torpedo was about to hit, Jack turned the wheel hard to the left and dodged it. The torpedo ran aground on the riverbank. The German captain saw this and immediately ordered the submarine to dive. At this moment, the boat was about to crash into the sub. The submarine had to dive as fast as possible. At the very last second, the sub disappeared under the water. The boat hit nothing. Jack found the torpedo stuck on the riverbank and tied it up with a crane cable. He wanted to use it to blow up the submarine. He dragged the torpedo into the water, then lifted it upside down. One small mistake and it could explode. Then the roar of the boat's engine echoed. The captain quickly ordered the engine to shut off. The sub went into silent mode. The river went quiet again. Jack couldn't figure out where to attack, but in fact, the submarine was right beneath him. The German soldiers inside didn't make a sound. Unfortunately, the sub started to release bubbles. Jack saw them. He quickly operated the crane and released the torpedo. The torpedo shot straight into the river and blew the sub wide open, drowning the enemy soldiers inside.